And now it's niggas out here that sour like, nigga, I've been rapping for 20 years, bro. But nigga, what you ain't been doing? You know what I'm saying? Look at that. What have you not been doing? Like you said, you gotta get on that scale. Look in the mirror. At some point, you gotta say, it's me.
Don't settle for a thing. This message for the royal blooded who feel they supreme. I'm about that action. Watch me do it. Set a goal, then I attack it. Watch me do it. Grind, then I make it happen. Watch me do it. If I want it, I can have it. Man, watch me do it. You can watch me do it. Watch me do it. Man, you can watch me do it. Watch me do it.
Yo, what it do, man? It's your boy CTC, man, the official host of the Create the Culture podcast, man. I could not do this show, this new podcast that we got coming to the city and to the world or the place near you without my brothers, man. Shout out my dog DJ P Smooth in the building.
Yes, sir. What's poppin'?
And of course, you know, we got the infamous, man, Skywalker, the manager, in the building, man.
What it do, baby?
Listen here, man. First thing first, man, we just want to let the people know what we actually trying to bring with this podcast, bro.
Yeah.
Create the culture. It's a play off words, man. If you don't know me, I go by CTC. So I wanted to create something that could work around my abbreviated name, CTC. So create the culture, the message and telling. We're all, you know, from Arkansas. I'm from Little Rock. My brother from Fort Smith.
Yes, sir.
Got Conway in the building. But he really from the... we'll get into that.
Yeah.
New York stand up.
Yeah.
But we want to teach the people, man, how to create your own culture, man. And when we say that, we mean whatever field it is you want to be in. A lot of people blame it on the location. Be like, man, if I was in a different city, it'll work out. It'll work for me.
Man.
And I think we've all, you know, kind of got down somewhat how to make your area work for you. And your space work for you. So that's what we want to do. We want to give free game. This the only free anything y'all getting from the three of us. I'm telling you right now.
No more favors.
But with that being started, man, I wanted to kick off. I felt like it was the only right if we kicked off this episode with the energy and tone that we already in the space that we in right now.
Yeah.
And I'm real big right now on knowing your worth. All right. So we just gonna kick it off. With knowing your worth, because I think it's something that's very important.
Yeah.
You got to know your worth. And not everybody know how to define, you know, what your worth is.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let y'all actually take off into that. How do you all define, you know, how you decide what your worth is?
Me personally, I feel like it's a culmination of a lot of different things. Whatever your niche is or your craft, how much time you've actually put in to master that craft,
right?
How efficient your work is, different things like that. And then once you master it, it's also the clout or the following that you build behind whatever brand you got.
Yeah.
In order for you to really value yourself and your, you know your worth,
right?
At whatever level you at.
Right.
Just add on to that, I agree. I'm more so like, I also look at, I'm a numbers guy. So if I know as a DJ, I can bring X amount of people to an event and I know you charging $10 a head.
Right.
Like, I try to figure out if the people I bring is going to be able to pay what I cost. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you're going to scale it. Like, you're going to actually scale the shit.
Yeah. But I also look at, you know, just what other DJs are doing talent-wise.
Yeah.
Just across the world, not just here in Arkansas, because we all know how that go. But, you know, across the world, just kind of see where I stack up against this international game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And look at what the market is willing to spend where I'm specifically at, but also understanding that the value is always consistent, but what people are willing to pay for it is kind of determined by what markets you are in.
Right.
You know, so
I'm so glad that you brought up like the scaling portion though. Like the fact that you're a numbers guy. I think it's a benefit to you to be a numbers guy, but to somebody that's just a creator like myself, I had to learn how to like scale.
Yeah.
And when I say that, it's crazy because shouts out to CJ. They were discussing how people don't like stepping on the scale, like literally, like when it comes to weight. Nobody want to step on the scale when it come to like figuring out what your real weight is, but you never know how to scale if you losing, if you gaining, if you never step on it. Yep. And I feel like when it comes to knowing your worth, the first thing you got to figure out is if you willing to step on that scale and really go. I bet. How do I scale up next to, if I say I want to be a DJ here, the top DJs, what do they have that I don't got? Let's look at that before we start saying what we deserve and what we don't deserve. Right. Let's real deal scale out. Like, okay, cool. I'm a manager. I'm a radio personality. What is it that other people in major markets have that I don't got? I feel like that's the first step when it comes to knowing your worth is actually being able to step on the scale. It don't feel good though.
Nah.
It don't feel good. And I think that's the misconception. Yeah. People feel like it's just like easy breezy, beautiful cover girl.
Yeah, a lot of times you get that feeling, but a lot of times, I know with me personally, it also comes from the fact that your value is not necessarily what people are willing to pay. Yeah. And that's again goes back to understanding the market that you're trying to create this culture in, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna challenge y'all though. Do you feel like people are willing to pay what you allow, or do you feel like you gotta confide in like what they just want to pay? Like, or basically what I'm asking is, because that's a conversation everybody has. Yeah. I'm not getting paid my worth.
Right.
Yeah.
So when it comes to knowing your worth, is it that you're allowing yourself to keep getting paid what you're not? Or is it more so leaning toward it's just the other people?
I feel like it's a little bit of both. Okay. We had a conversation about just me pushing the envelope as a DJ.
Right.
And I kind of fell in the trap of letting my environment dictate how I DJ. Yeah. We live in Arkansas, Central Arkansas, and we love our Boosie, we love our Webby and shit like that. But it's like it's so much
it's so
more fucking music.
It is.
And it's like I be getting frustrated at these gigs, like, damn, why I keep playing the same shit? But it's like the motherfuckers that's requesting the music, they ain't got no gun in my head. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like we have to understand that sometimes where we are trying to create this culture for ourselves can be hindering, and it can like kind of like quicksand, but like you got to move how you feel like you need to move.
Yep.
Like, and sometimes you got to understand what people are willing to pay for it. Right. Like, if you feel like you're not getting paid what you're worth, you might need to switch up your clientele and market to the people that is gonna pay what you worth. Because all you got to do, first time I started off maybe charging, I think in college I was charging $25 a flyer, but the first time I got a motherfucker pay me $50. Shit, everybody
that's
paying $50. Shit,
yep, that's the new price.
Then as soon as nigga paid me $100, shit, everybody paying $100.
That's how everybody come up with their new prices.
Yeah, that's how.
Everybody paying $100. Like, but that's just how I feel about you know what I'm saying.
I feel like it's important to find that equal medium as far as like knowing your worth and like P was saying, knowing where you're located. Obviously, we not in Atlanta or New York,
right?
Dallas, these bigger cities to where a DJ or whoever else could charge $1,000
because that's the norm.
A 2-hour set.
It's the norm. Yeah,
and so knowing your worth and also being able to negotiate, because that's one thing as a manager that you learn is you almost never get what you're worth, but you always gonna get what you negotiate.
Yep.
And so if you can negotiate a good enough price that you feel comfortable with in that area that you're predominantly in, and you can win, and make people respect it at the end of the day. Like you said, as a DJ, it's your job to create that atmosphere and put people on new music and all of that. So, you're going to play what we listening to here, but it's your job to sprinkle in the new shit here and there, you know what I mean? And if you don't, then you're doing a disservice.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And same thing with you as like a host.
Right.
Wasn't nobody hosting here in Arkansas like that. You know what I'm saying?
Like
and then you pushed the pendulum and you brought some big city shit to Arkansas. Now everybody picking up a microphone. You know what I'm saying? And so
unfortunately.
Hey, Hey, stop it. Just fucking stop
It's a new
it,
campaign.
man.
Get this wide shot.
Stop it. No, I'm all
the
for
tight
it.
shot
You know,
out
I ain't trying to go on a tangent, but I just want to say this little piece right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for people being inspired and trying to find what they purpose is.
Right.
But you can kind of know early on that this say, you know what I'm saying? I tried to rap. It wasn't fucking for me. I tried to do the photography and shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me.
Right.
And this is when, at the time, I already had the talent of DJing.
And you know how you knew it wasn't for you? It's because you stepped on that damn scale.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm looking at, bro, I ain't trying to pay no $2,000-$3,000 for no fucking lens. Like, just straight up.
Come on.
I ain't want to pay $3 for my fucking DJ
Come on. And I didn't want to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to play basketball, and that's why I'm a radio personality.
Come on.
Right?
Come on.
Like it's the real.
Yeah.
It's the real.
You
And then
gotta
we
be real with yourself.
We still on the topic of knowing your worth. One point I do want to hit on, because I love what you said. You definitely get what you negotiate, and a lot of times people forget that this game is a business, bro. Like you're still a businessman, businesswoman. You have to execute for your business, whatever that is. Like, if you want a price, you're going to have to do X, Y, and Z to get that price. And there is a formula to success. I don't care what y'all say. It's a formula to success. You either can get with the game or fight against it and keep struggling. But it's definitely a formula to success. But while we're on that, there's some people out there listening that may be like, look, bro, I've been out here grinding. I've been getting it. I'm trying to get recognized. And it's just never turning over. And we've all been there where you're doing the favors for people. You're looking out. You just trying to make sure you active and doing something. Because you remember the times where you weren't getting any opportunities. So when do you draw the line? All right, let's just go ahead and when do you cut it off? All right, when does it get to that point?
Man, that's tough. Cause like you said, when you grinding and you want to come up and you just starting it out, with whatever you're doing, you hungry, you know, and you definitely doing these favors to try to build your portfolio, your catalog, whatever it is. But when you get to that point and you feel like, you know, you've done enough to where you can, like, kind of like what P said earlier, like you can sit here and say, if my name is on this flyer or attached to this event and somehow, I can guarantee 100 people gonna be here. And it's proven, because we can go back to this show, to this event, to that. Look at the building. Look at my social media stats. Look at this. Like, when you can really start putting facts in front of people, then they really shut up. This is like you said, getting on the scale. You really can't argue with that. You know what I'm saying? You really can't argue with, you post a flyer 2 days before the event and you got 300, 400, 500 likes and
Come on now.
1,000 shares, and you know
gotta
what I'm
love
saying?
it when
Like,
that happen
you
too. 'Cause
can't-
you like I told
yeah.
y'all.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so at that point, when you can start showing the scalability and what you bring to the table, they can't argue with it.
And so then you got to start charging.
You got to start charging.
What you say, P?
Yeah, I feel like if the relationship and if the relationship is mutual, you know, mutually beneficial, it's not a favor. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was on the come up, One Eye, you know, he put my ass to work. You know what I'm saying?
Shout
like,
out
I'm
DJ
carrying
One Eye.
in,
Shout out
you know,
One Eye.
yeah, shout out OG DJ One Eye, man. You know, I'm carrying speakers in. I'm doing all that shit for free. I'm DJing shit, his gigs for free.
Yeah.
But that experience that I was getting, and not even realizing at the time, but that was the basis of my clientele.
Yeah.
Like, so at the time, I could have easily been like, damn, when I'm going to get $20 or, you know what I'm saying, any type of, you know, compensation for this shit. But the compensation I was receiving was experience in building my clientele, not even realizing it. So I didn't consider that a favor. But once you start looking at it as a favor, I think that's when it's time to stop doing the favor.
Oh, that's a gem right there.
That's a gem.
You know, like,
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire because you,
Yeah.
yeah. Now that one was sweet. Hell, I needed that.
Yeah.
And that's something that I feel like people do need to pay attention to what you said, because there is a such thing as the right type of free work. Mm-hmm. It is. It's a such thing as the right type of free work. If it was beneficial to both sides.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, some of y'all need to watch out with what you consider being beneficial to you
boy.
and to others. Because clout ain't one of them.
Right.
All right. The people that sell you that you're gonna get exposure.
Right.
Let's just end that and let's just stop that. Okay. What you need is tangible shit.
Right.
Like if you can't see progress or track progress, and a lot of times if somebody not willing to work with you on some type of quota, then you know it ain't the smoke. And I ain't even gonna lie, me being a semi-promoter, we don't want that smoke because a lot of these promoters out here, if you had to work on quota and you got a percentage of ticket sales, you might just hang up that little promoter badge you claim you got. But no, like seriously though, I definitely believe that there is a such thing as the right type of free. So first, pay attention to exactly what, write down what it is that you need. What do you need out of the situation?
Yeah.
But then also on top of that, there's some folks out there, y'all need to learn how to create opportunities with other people by figuring out what they want.
What they need.
Stop coming to the door, hand out, begging for somebody to help
I need this, yeah.
Please try to figure out how you can help
what
somebody
can I do
else.
for you?
Scratch my back so I can scratch yours. I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm not interested in nothing, no song you got, no nothing. If you're not interested in what I got going on.
Right on.
If you can't help me, I can't help you, brother. And so you got to be versatile in those lanes. But take note to what P said. When it started feeling like you're doing a favor, cut it off.
Cut it.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that point, you're not doing God's work no more. I promise you not. You out of whack with it.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, we're gonna keep the ball rolling with knowing your worth. How do you set your price? And where do you where's the game? I just want people to get y'all's personal take on how you do it, because I don't think it's a right or a wrong way to do this. But I do think people are interested to pick our brains on, how we set our price.
Mm-hmm. With DJ, my first paid gig was $75.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now that was back in 2011. 2011, y'all, I'm just let y'all know, because some of y'all motherfuckers that's listening, y'all think y'all expecting these 2011 rates in 2023 is crazy.
Right.
Like inflation ain't fucking happening.
Wait, it was $75 for the whole gig.
It was for the whole gig.
How long was the gig?
Give or take, about 3 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah,
all right, so we break that down to $25 an hour.
$25 an hour.
$25 an hour. I want people to know. Keep going.
Yeah. So fast forward to 2023, I think I've been at this price point for the past 3 years.
Right.
Which I really need. About 3, the 125. I'm finna go up. So by the time this episode drop, it's finna be up.
All right, cool. All right, so you can go let them know.
But right now, I'm at 125 an hour typically.
Okay, now let's scale back. How did we get there?
Okay,
from 25 to 125 an hour.
I'm looking at the market. Again, market research. That's where you're gonna get the foundation of where you should start your pricing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm asking other DJs like, hey, how much would you charge for this type of gig? Like, and that's where I'm getting the numbers. Like, okay, cool. And then I base kind of my talent, but a lot of times the business value really has nothing to do with the talent. It's about the actual handling of the business, what people pay for it. So once I started realizing that I'm different in that aspect as far as being more of a professional DJ and having a cleaner look than a lot of my DJ partners. And there's no shade.
No, right.
But, I'm from Fort Smith, so you can put me in any room.
You
know what I'm saying? You put me in any room. So I kind of just base a lot of the stuff like talent, professionalism, and the type of equipment I'm bringing to the gigs. You know what I'm saying? So if you want like a basic setup, that's going to be a different price. If you want a bigger setup, you know what I'm saying, that's going to be a different price. But all that is based on talent, what people are willing to pay, the type of event, and my time at the event.
Right.
All that. So it's not really an hourly rate that I'm charging, but it's like it has to do with all that.
Yeah, it all entails.
Yeah, all entails. Yeah.
If you had to say how much talent weighed in a percentage wise versus manual labor on a percentage scale of 100%,
I say 25%. Honestly,
25% talent.
Yeah. I say about
75% manual labor.
Yeah, like Yeah.
That's real.
Nah, facts, because shit, when we booked Esco, there's no shade of Esco.
Hey, no shade.
No shade of
To
Esco.
Esco.
Esco, my nigga.
My
Like,
dog.
shut up,
All right,
Esco.
you know what I'm saying?
Thank you for giving me an opportunity.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Before
Like,
this nigga say whatever he about to say.
it ain't that
Thank
crazy.
you.
It's not crazy, but you know, when you sitting next to somebody that you
Great.
look up to,
Great.
something that's like somebody
Yeah.
that's great, and you actually get to see their talent. And
Yep.
I'm not saying that he gave us 100%.
Nah,
I'm just assuming he did.
He would tell you the same thing. Keep
You
going.
know what I'm
You're on
saying?
the right
Like,
lane.
but the technique of scratching and all this extra DJ shit that a
Say
lot
it
of these
again.
niggas be talking about.
It's not
Like,
important.
it's not important. That's why, like, motherfuckers want me to battle all the fucking time.
Oh,
Like,
God, here we go.
how is this battling gonna make us some fucking money?
It ain't.
Like, if y'all could bring me a proper business plan of how we gonna sell tickets and shit like that,
Make
I'm
it
all
make
for
sense.
it. But niggas want to battle because of you think like you. It's cool to say, should I beat P Smooth in a battle?
Oh,
Oh
man.
fuck no. Because
I'm so
half
glad
the
you said
shit, the coldest niggas you in the state, you ain't even probably heard of.
Facts.
They not in the clubs. They not.
Facts.
They shout out my nigga Xavier Riley.
Boy.
This nigga booked every fucking
my
weekend. And he is not in nobody's fucking club. And he's one of the coldest turntablists I fucking know.
Yeah.
You right.
So talent though, I say talent is 25%, but the other 75 is your look,
Yeah.
like your image, your equipment. Is it beat up? Is it clean? You know what I'm saying? I'm saying DJs now getting the white setups.
I think you could say presentation.
Presentation, yeah.
Just everything.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
including, we talking websites, business
Everything.
cards, how it is to book you, how hard it is to get in contact with you. Your presentation as a whole
Nah,
is
facts.
75% of why you is and ain't getting paid what you need to get paid.
That's definitely a fact. Like, all that true MC stuff, like, trust me, I come from hip hop for real, like real hip hop, and I respect it 1,000%. But if we talking about business and what's selling and what's making money, that shit don't matter. Like, I mean, you can freestyle your ass off, you can have the best wordplay, all of that, you know what I mean? But can you make a record? That's all that matters. And if you make that record, is it going to move the people? Is it going to sell? Is it going to make money for the label or whoever, you know, whatever your situation is? And a lot of that goes into what they just said, your image. I know plenty of rappers who can't rap for shit, but they look like a rapper. They look like money. They got the women love to look at them. Different things like that goes into building a superstar or somebody that's really got the quote unquote juice now. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, talent right now is in the music game. I'ma say 10%. Honestly, 10% talent, 90% business. Like, I'm being so serious. And it's not just music now. It's like, can the artist get booked for movies, TV shows, endorsement deals, brand deals, like all of that type of stuff weighs heavily on making it in this game. So yeah, when you come to me and you like, yo, I'm the hardest rapper in my city, yeah, I don't really care. You know what I mean? Like, let me hear it, let me see it. You know, if you come up to me, you don't look like nothing or whatever, I'll work with an artist from ground up. That's no problem. Like, if I really believe in it. But if you can't even make a record to move me, I'm straight.
And I love that you say that, bro, because a lot of people, and being in radio, dude, we hear it all the time. What y'all hate hearing all the time, and y'all swear we play the same stuff. Well, listen here. McDonald's been giving us the same trash burger for years.
Boy.
But it's gonna keep getting ate because presentation is on 1,000. All right, you know what you're getting. They're gonna be on every block. They're consistent with advertising.
Facts.
They're amazing with grabbing hold onto the culture somehow, some way. I don't know if it's the salt. I don't know if it's the fake beef. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it's working.
Yeah.
All right, and the same can go for Sexy Red. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say.
Boy.
All right, and no, I'm not the biggest fan of her music.
I'm
But
not
you
either.
have to respect,
But you gotta respect
the presentation.
Yep.
It works, and it's
respect it.
making money. And a lot of people need to hear what you said about talent not matter. And this coming from some people that we care, we value
We
talent.
care.
Like
I promise we care.
big on telling people, you know, if you ain't really sweet like you saying you sweet. Like, we know some dogs,
Yep.
but at the same time, we know dogs is broke too,
Facts.
because the presentation ain't prepared. It ain't there. We spend so much time in the lab trying to be the next Beyonce, and it's like you don't even understand the monstrosity of a team that Beyonce has.
A lot of it is the hustle of that particular person as well. You got a lot of artists. We just talk about the state. Got a lot of artists in the state who feel like they're supposed to have a certain level of clout, and they look at this next artist who honestly might not be that great, but they hustling. They putting money behind their campaigns. They doing all of the shit that you not doing. They dropping content consistently. They stand in front of people's face, and you on the outside looking in, you might be, yo, this motherfucker trash. But you really mad because they everywhere. They in your face. Now you ain't got no choice but to let me listen to what they talking about.
Got to.
Let me see what's going on.
No, you got to.
What I'm saying? I mean, a prime example. I fuck with his music, Self-Paid Savage. A lot of people had shit to say about Self-Paid because he kind of popped out of nowhere, but he was everywhere. He stayed on every blog, in your face. He on every big show that's coming to the city, and then now he on with ESTG. And now it's niggas out here that sour like, I've been rapping for 20 years, bro. Well, nigga, what you ain't been doing? You know what I'm saying? Look at that. What have you not been doing? Like you said, you got to get on that scale. Look in the mirror. At some point, you got to say, it's me.
A lot of niggas.
What I got to do? What am I not doing?
You know what? It's not you.
Hey.
It's me.
A lot of niggas be confusing motion with progress.
Oh, my God. But
you can have motion going in a motherfucking circle.
Podcast over. Y'all got to pay for this shit, bro.
I got motion. Where the fucking progress? Because hell, you know, I'm going through this right now, like just being self-aware about who the fuck I am and the work ethic having to match where I feel like I should be. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like we all gonna have a time as creatives, like our art is our babies. Like we feel like it's the best. Like it's, you know, we gotta be this, but it's like, shit, what are you doing to, like you said, get that shit out there and make it known, like, this is the value.
But that's real talk, though, because, bro, success ain't pretty.
No.
But the stuff that really bring value, you can't see. And I really could care less about going into the back and forth of who got what. Right. But real progress, you don't see.
Facts.
You don't see hours and hours of practice. You don't see, if we want to even take it deeper, you don't see progress. Progress is not something that you're going to see. And by the time you see it, it's too late.
It's too late.
It's way too late. Yep. The ball already rolling. It's you that took off. Because a lot of people feel like these people are one-hit wonders. And I love that we use that term, but we don't express really the science behind one-hit wonders. You ain't waking up tomorrow, ain't going to be no star. No. It's just not going to happen. We can go ahead and nip that in the bud and quit selling the dream. Right. It's not going to happen. It's going to be a grind. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be something that you got to make sure that you stay at every single day. Yeah. And while you're doing that, it is very important not to get beside yourself. Now, being in a city, smaller cities, I know Arkansas ain't the only place with small cities. There's other cities too. So if you listen to this and you may be from a smaller rural area and you may be at the cream of the crop in your spot. You know what I'm saying? We know what it's like to be in that level. Right. How do you get out your own way? All right, that's how I'm gonna ask it. What practices do y'all do personally to just kind of get out your own head about, you know, that little slick entitlement? We all got it, like at some point. But how do you know when to step to the side and still get to work in these cities where you feel like you didn't hit your ceiling?
Mm-hmm. Me personally, I'm a firm believer in you could lose it just as quick as you got it.
Boy.
And so you could be the hottest thing in the city today, and tomorrow the whole city turn their back on you for something crazy that happened on the internet or something like this or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Right. Or it might be some young buck that done came up and done outgrind you, you know what I mean? Or you might be the old head now, the OG, you know what I mean? And so I just try to stay as humble as I can and keep learning, because you can always learn. Like I saw an interview with Denzel Washington, and he was talking about how we talking about Denzel here, right? We talking about all these awards, all these accolades, and he still goes to acting classes.
Yep.
And so I feel like it's always something that you can learn in whatever your niche is or whatnot.
Yep.
And so always learn, always expand your knowledge and your craft, and just keep grinding. And then me personally, when you feel like you hit that peak in your city, still kind of control the narrative in your city and being active. But how you continue to grow is start expanding into other areas that are surrounding your state. You know what I mean? Or even within your state. Maybe you ain't touched some other cities in the state. Let me tap in over here. Let me tap in over there, and continue to grow your brand. You could. I mean, if you just statewide, now let's talk about regional. Let's talk about nationally. And how you can scale.
I'm gonna piggyback it right off that. I was gonna say, man, getting out of the environment from time to time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I got my first overseas booking, like that was so fucking eye opening. You know what I'm saying? And it was eye opening because I did what I normally do in the States, and it went crazy over there. And it was just like, damn, that's how I know, like, again, knowing your clientele and knowing the audience in the market, like, the stuff I'm doing here for X amount of dollars, and not really getting appreciated creatively, like the music-wise, you know what I'm saying? I do it over there, it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? But they appreciate music and creativity a lot more. But just being aware that your environment can elevate you, but it can also, like, when you get to the top, it can also hold you, like, limit you.
It can hinder
you. But as long as you're aware that it kind of force yourself out of that, then you can continue to grow. Because we say it all the time, like, our competition is not in Arkansas. Like, we respect everybody's motion and progress and, saying stats or whatever that's here, because we had to look. That was our foundation of, well, I'm going to say for me, that was my foundation of where I was going to go. But once I got to what I consider the top, it's like, shit, what else is there to do? It's like, okay, cool. Let me try to get booked outside of Arkansas. Okay, cool. What's better than getting booked in the United States, getting booked overseas? You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at other DJs like Jazzy Jeff, like that's like that's where I'm trying to get to. Like, he literally travels and people just want to watch, not listen, but watch this nigga DJ. Find you somebody to model your career around.
Yep.
Not necessarily got to copy the person's art or whatever like that, but just look at their motion and how they're moving. And
well, we're gonna say their progress, and the reason why is because I wanted to piggyback on exploring your environment and go a little deeper. All right, so you need to explore your environment physically, but you also need to explore it mentally. And when I say that, I'm talking about the progress, the habits. Pay attention to what dudes doing on a daily.
Yeah, no, facts.
Like what dudes, what, you know what I'm saying? I always found it real intriguing when people didn't drink on the job, like in the club. Like you go to the other cities and you like, oh, the DJ don't drink. Like, you take this job like you take it serious like it's a corporate job.
Right.
And I pay attention to the practices, like what time they show up. What time, how often are they calling the people that's booking them? This little stuff this free game that's gonna keep you booked.
Yep.
And I challenge the listener, you, if you may have been, hitting a wall, to change your habits. Like just look at the habits you got and change those habits to the winning habits, the habits you see other people that are higher and the things they do. I just challenge it. I ain't telling you what you should and shouldn't do.
Well, we see it all the time. Yeah. We see it all the time. Like, everybody a Kobe fan. Kobe tell you, I'm in the gym 4 o'clock. Practice don't start till 7 or 8. You
everybody,
know what I'm saying?
and listen here, even more true, everybody else tell you.
Facts.
What Kobe doing.
Yeah.
But most importantly, bro, I'm just going to say this because I feel like it needs to be said. Get your connection with God right. Like, get that right. Because a lot of the confusion be coming from the fact that we just simply don't be listening, and God be talking to us all the time. Like, he be telling you, He give you the whole game plan. You just ain't listening. You focusing on IG girls. Yep. You focus in on these drugs, how to be cool, and little stupid. Oh, I'm glad I'm finna, yes. Little stupid stuff. Focus on the wrong things, like why you ain't getting in the club. And why you gotta pay at the listen. Right? I'm not calling out no names, all right? But
I'ma say it.
Let me tell you something. Man. Entitlement is one thing, and what you deserve is one thing. But staying focused on the main goal in life is way bigger. All right. So I understand what it feels like to come some places and, you know, even me, look, hey, there's some places where I'm like, dude, I ain't paying to get in there. If you invited me out and you told me that you want me to come show you love and I come to your door and you got your security about to smack me upside the head, I'm gone. All right, cool. We not arguing that.
Right, I'm gone.
But to the point where you're walking into establishments and you feel a sense of entitlement, listen, bro, nobody in the world owe nobody nothing.
No,
right?
Come on, bro.
I just want to nip that in the bud. Don't nobody owe nobody nothing. Just because they treat you in one hood one way, bro, that don't mean they treat you the same way in this hood. It don't work like that. At the end of the day, dude, everybody's stuff is about making money, man.
Yeah.
And if you're not bringing no extra money to somebody's pocket, I don't feel like you should complain about nothing they doing towards you. Now, other way around, by all means, hey, have your way. Handle your business. Stand on business. That's what they say. Stand on business.
Stand on it.
But if you're not making the other side money, this just come with influencers, everything, man. I don't care if you want clothing deals. You won't understand that all that stuff is working on how much money you can bring back to the company. All right? So if you getting free meals out here at restaurants and you flexing that you getting free meals, but you ain't bringing no more business back to these,
right?
It's no point and no value for you. Honestly,
you wasted time.
You need proof of concept. Yeah, you need proof of concept. You need to say, hey, you gonna give me this free wing basket? I'm gonna post it, and you gonna get 8 more customers off of this.
Yep.
Now that's justification for why I'm giving you free meals. But if you think because you can sing,
right,
that you deserve a clothing sponsor, hang it up, sis.
A lot of times, I'm going off what you saying, bro. A lot of times, people see that the people that they looking up to in the same, it might be the same area. You know what I'm saying? They looking to see what they're doing, but they're not researching what they're doing.
Exactly.
They just see, oh, Cardi B got the Fashion Nova deal. Oh, she rap. That's probably why she got it. Like, for one. You know what I'm saying? If you do research, she was on TV like before she even popped off. You know what I'm saying? Like she been making like research the people, not just see what they doing on Instagram. Like actually research, look for interviews. You know what I'm saying? Like where you actually get a deeper perspective of how they got to accomplish what like the goals that they accomplished.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is entitlement is all an ego thing.
Yes.
Anyway. Like you said, nobody owe you nothing. It don't matter what accolades you got. It don't matter none of that. Like if you not bringing value, it don't matter. And so you can have all of these awards and this, that, and the third, but it's been plenty of times I walk up to a door, ain't nobody know who I am. That's perfectly fine. If I want to go in there, I'm going in there. You know
it's annoying, but shit.
It is annoying.
But it is what it is, though.
It is what it is. It's been times when my name is on the list, and they still hit me up at the door like, hold on, player, who is you? Who? And then I got to, go through the dialogue. But I never feel disrespected for one. I know you doing your job. And honestly, if this is all my security guard, you hit me up, I'm perfectly fine with that. Because now I feel more safe. Because you hit me up, I know you're going to him up whoever else coming in behind me. You
Joe
know And so, and then for two, like you said, whoever owned the establishment, that's what you told your staff to do.
Right.
Matter of fact, prime example, we went out a couple of weekends ago around Halloween.
Yep.
Both of y'all walked in before me, got in. Yep. I was right behind y'all. They hit me up at the door talking about, hold on, please, hold on. And that was my family's event. You know what I mean? And so, but I ain't go crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't feel no type of way. I was just like, all right.
Motherfucker, that's my cousin. and shit. What the
Man.
No, that's real.
fuck? Fucking he like.
That's
Right,
real,
I was
man.
just like,
Man, come on.
come on, man.
And that man, yeah, that's real. That's real, man. And I think the scope of everything, man, and just talking about knowing your worth, entitlement, favors, all the things that we done hit on today, they all come back, to what P actually said, bro. Like, especially for the favors, man. If and I want to take a piece of what he said and get you to lock in on that. But P earlier stated that if it feels like it's a favor, go ahead and cut it off. And what I'm going to say on top of that is, if it feel wrong, it is wrong. If it feel right, it probably is right. But you got to have, and I'm going to say this on top of that, you got to have your spirit in order and your communication with God right. And whatever religion you got to believe in some type of higher power. And if you don't, I probably ain't talking to you and you probably ain't watching this podcast.
Boy.
But I need y'all to make sure that you lock in. Please lock in on progress and not this weird definition of motion. Start taking care of the stuff. Get on that scale. And if it's weight, get on the scale for weight. If it ain't weight, get on the scale. Figure out what it is you need to be doing for your company. Figure out what it is you need to be doing for yourself, for your family, for your finances, for your health, your wealth, all that. So this is going to wrap up, man, the first episode of Create the Culture podcast. Once again, your host CTC, my brother DJ P Smooth, Skywalker in the building. Shouts out to Vion for the bottle, man.
Shout out.
Got our brand ambassador over here, man. We put all the links and stuff in the description, man. Make sure you tap in with us on all social media platforms. We look forward to seeing y'all next week. Keep it locked.
I'm about that action. Watch me do it. Instead of golden, I attack it. Watch me do it.